LinkedIn is a much smaller social network than the likes of, say, Facebook. But that's its strength. You see, LinkedIn is exclusively for businesses and business people. Here are a few stats. 1 out of every 3 professionals is on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network and gives you access to the largest group of influential and successful individuals anywhere. As of 2015, the last year of which statistics are available, LinkedIn had 364 million members. And LinkedIn continues to grow rapidly. At the same time the previous year, the site had 296 million members. LinkedIn has members in over 200 different countries, and it's one of the oldest social networks, having been formed in December 2002. So even if you're not in a business niche per se, it still makes sense to be on LinkedIn. And you can target business people for leisure niches and big ticket items, and you can network with other marketers. And that's LinkedIn's biggest strength. It's a network. It's a tool for self-promotion, giving you access to a gigantic network of contacts operating within your field, and it gives you the means to reach them, to work with them, and to be seen by them. Now, when it comes to marketing, you can use LinkedIn to increase awareness, to build brand loyalty, to create a more professional impression for your brand and for your services or your products, to promote a website and gain SEO or social media marketing benefits, to find potential clients and customers, and to build leads and keep in contact with them. So when it comes to creating your LinkedIn strategy, well, the best place to start is actually the beginning. So if you haven't done so, come over to linkedin.com and sign up. And the first thing that you'll need to do is create a profile. And there are 2 types of profile that you can create on LinkedIn. The first is your own professional profile, which would be a profile for you specifically. And the second is the profile that you'll create for your business, which is where you'll promote your brand instead of yourself. Now, to begin with, you'll want to start your personal profile on LinkedIn. And what this is going to do basically is act as a springboard for your other activities. And so the idea is to sell yourself and make yourself look professional and accomplished while you're doing so. Now, I won't go through the entire procedure here as it's pretty straightforward. Nevertheless, it's best to write everything out ahead of time on your word processor so that it reads well and it places you in the best possible light. Now, your profile is basically your CV or resume online, so you need to be consistent and make sure that what you say stacks up. Bear in mind that people will look elsewhere online to verify what you put here, and any contradictions with information that can be found elsewhere will destroy your credibility in an instant. Once you've made your LinkedIn profile, the next thing you'll want to add is your company page. And this is basically like a profile, except you'll be writing about your business rather than about yourself personally. And this means you should write in a manner that sounds a little more detached and professional, and you should focus on the value proposition. How do people stand to gain from using your products or services, as well as things like the mission statement and goals. Now, they do rather hide how you set up a company page. So if you come to linkedin.com/company/add/show, then you fill in your company name, your email address, you check the box here that says I verify I'm an official representative, and then click continue. Now, your email address at the company must be at the company domain. So if you try and enter a Gmail address in here, for example, you'll get rejected. Now, there are 2 main ways you can reach an audience on LinkedIn for free: influencer marketing and content marketing. You can also buy paid advertising, but I'm not going to cover that in this video. Now, influencer marketing means you're going to stop trying to reach as wide an audience as possible with your own marketing, and instead you're going to focus on the quality of the audience that you market to. Now, this might mean focusing on one individual and getting them to promote something that you have to say. So, for example, if you were to take conventional marketing on Twitter, I know we're talking about LinkedIn, but let's talk about if you're going to do this on Twitter for a moment. Now, you might spend countless hours trying to build your number of followers and then trying to create new content to help increase your engagement. And over countless hundreds of hours spread over months or even years, you will build enough of a following to become an influencer in your niche and start getting more business every time you tweet. Well, with influencer marketing, you skip this step. Instead, you focus on creating a relationship with someone who already has a huge amount of influence. Now, let's take Bill Gates, for example. If you could somehow reach Bill Gates and get him to tweet about your product and to include your Twitter username, you would certainly get thousands of new followers overnight and gigantic sales for your products or services. So in other words, you could leapfrog all of the competition by going directly to a key influencer who has the ears and hearts of your audience. And this way, a single retweet, guest post or shout out could be of an order of magnitude more effective than hundreds or even thousands would regularly be. The problem is Bill Gates probably doesn't want to shout out for you on social media, and you probably have no means of reaching him anyway. People like Mr. Gates get spammed by hundreds, if not thousands of people every day and probably have an army of minions to wade through it all for them. Only the really important messages from people that they know and trust get through. And here's where it's easier to contact people via LinkedIn, because this is where LinkedIn's degrees of separation come in. If you could find someone who knew someone who knew someone who knew Bill Gates, you would be connected by 3 degrees of separation. And like I was saying earlier, this is where the fact that LinkedIn is a network can be very helpful, because anyone who is connected to you by 3 degrees of separation or less will show how you're connected to them when you view their profile and when they view yours, of course. So you'll be able to go onto LinkedIn and see the people you need to go through to get an introduction to Bill Gates. And what's more, if you're connected by someone with 3 degrees or less, you'll be able to send them in-mail. Now, this is a message they'll receive in their LinkedIn inbox, which statistically has a good chance of being opened. And suddenly it becomes all the more possible that you could reach a big influencer in your niche. And then there's content marketing. Now, like influencer marketing, it's an incredibly powerful marketing tool. In fact, content marketing is considered the natural evolution of search engine optimization, and it's now an integral part of almost every business's marketing strategy. And content marketing means putting high-quality articles onto your blog and posting them on LinkedIn to share with your connections. It also means joining groups and participating in the discussions. Now, don't use these as tools for direct selling, because that's going to be a real turn-off. Instead, what you're doing is converting your LinkedIn connections into potential fans and regular visitors to your website or blog. And this might also lead to some people signing up to your mailing list or even becoming direct customers or clients if your site is good at converting. At the same time, if you keep posting great quality content to your LinkedIn network, you'll find that they start to think of you as someone who knows what he or she is talking about with regards to that subject or niche. And this is the other huge benefit of content marketing. It allows you to demonstrate your knowledge and to give your visitors a free taste. And eventually, they should come to consider you as a leading authority in your field. And as such, they might seek out your opinion when looking for products, services, and other ways to spend money. And it's at this point you become an influencer yourself, and give yourself a platform through which to launch joint ventures, launch partnerships, or other business ventures. And it's all down to participating on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has its own advertising platform that enables you to directly advertise to other members of LinkedIn. And this is perfect if you're a B2B marketer or you target a business-related niche. Essentially, this is a PPC network, in other words, it's pay-per-click, that works similarly to Facebook or Google AdWords. So you only have to pay when someone actually clicks on your ads, although you can also pay per impression. And you'll generally only pay a few cents for each click, but the more you pay, the more often your ad will appear, just like on Facebook or AdWords. And this is very effective because it means you don't have to pay anything if your ad is ineffectual and doesn't generate any traffic whatsoever. Like Facebook ads and Google AdWords, LinkedIn allows you to carefully target who sees your ads. And this is fantastic for B2B organizations as it lets you specifically market to decision makers within your industry. What's more, LinkedIn ads also work incredibly well for recruiting. Now, there are two main types of advertisements, the two that are most popular, and they are sponsored content and text ads. And that's what I'm going to concentrate on in this video. There are also display ads, dynamic ads, and sponsored in-mail, which is a bit like sending out a solo ad, but to people on LinkedIn rather than through email. Now, sponsored content does exactly what it says on the tin. You basically pay to get your article or post in front of the sort of people you want to read it. Now, when you're doing this, you should make this article direct and not too wordy because lots of people access LinkedIn on smartphones. And you should include a call to action at the end. Now, don't make it a blatant sales pitch, though, or you'll just put people off reading it. Consider it a free taster for your product or service. Now, text ads are similar to the sort of ads that you see as Google AdSense. And these appear at either the top or in the sidebar of LinkedIn pages. And just like with AdSense/AdWords, they should be short, compelling, and irresistibly clickable. But the best thing about LinkedIn's ads program is it's really super targeted. And the platform lets you drill down and target audiences based on location, gender, age, LinkedIn groups they're members of, skills they've listed, schools they attended, or colleges and universities they graduated from, and much more. And a unique advantage that LinkedIn advertising has over AdWords or Facebook, though, is the ability to target by company name, business category, industry size, job title, and seniority. So if you only want to reach vice presidents of marketing in North American digital technology companies with more than 500 employees, you can. And you can read more about this in some detail at business.linkedin.com/marketing-solutions. Now, the exposure you'll get from LinkedIn ads is not as great as you get from Facebook or AdWords. But for the right business model, it's definitely worth considering. In some ways, the slightly less popular nature of this platform can work in your favor, as there'll be less competition. One of the most phenomenal growth areas in recent years has been in the area of sharing photos and short clips as a tool for social communication. It's a great way to build an audience for your website or blog, and a fantastic way to show off your product or service to people. As more and more people get smartphones, and most of the platforms we're going to cover in this video are smartphone based, this can only get bigger. The main platforms that we're going to cover in this video are Snap, which was formerly known as Snapchat, Vine, and Periscope. Now let's take a look at Snap. This used to be called Snapchat, but it recently changed its name and it's going into hardware as well as software. Now, Snap works with a very specific media for communicating with users. And there are a couple of differences that make this platform unique and one of the most interesting social media platforms in use today. Like using photos and videos to communicate with other people. While Twitter and Facebook and most social media platforms mainly communicate with text, the only text you'll find here is the captions on pictures and videos. Another difference is that when you post your pictures and videos, they'll generally last for only 1 to 10 seconds, although you can post stories that can last up to 24 hours. Then they vanish like a ghost, hence the logo. And it's better to use stories more than snaps to advertise your products or services, because obviously they stay around for longer. So think of a story like a viral video. If you make it overly promotional, well, quite frankly, it's just not going to work. So you want something clever, something that no one has ever seen, and something that evokes emotion. And this will make people want to share the story with their friends, and it'll give you the exposure that you're looking for. Creating good stories will also make people want to follow you. So every time you create a story, keep in mind that you're both trying to get people to follow you and you're trying to get your product or service out there. If you want to get a good idea as to how stories work and which ones are most popular, check out some of the Snapchat stories, and they still use the old name at the moment, on BuzzFeed. Breaking news. Snap Incorporated is releasing a new piece of hardware, Snap Spectacles. These are glasses with a built-in camera. Simply tapping on the side of the glasses will record 10 seconds of video footage from a first-person perspective. So now you can record video just like you're looking at it. It's almost like having a GoPro strapped to your head. Can you imagine the possibilities this is going to unfold? Now, the company will be releasing the product to the market soon, so best to set up a Google alert to keep informed of the latest developments. Then there's Vine. And Vine is a social network where people can share 6-second looping videos. Twitter thought so much of it, they acquired it for a reported $30 million. And that was before its official launch. As of December 2015, the last statistics that are available, Vine had 200 million active users. And users' videos are published through Vine's social network and can be shared on other services such as Facebook and Twitter. And Vine's app can also be used to browse through videos posted by other users. Now, when you're using Vine, the camera only records while the screen is being touched, and this enables users to edit on the fly or create stop motion effects. And there were some additional features added to the app in July 2013, and these include grid and ghost image tools for the camera, curated channels, including themed areas and trending topics or users, protected posts, and the ability to re-Vine videos on a personal stream. Your approach to marketing on Vine and Periscope, which we'll get to in a moment, should be similar to your approach to Snap. Entertaining, shareable, and not salesy. And you can see some Vine videos and download the app at vine.co. Finally, there's Periscope. Now, Periscope is similar to Vine insofar as it streams short videos. The key difference is that Periscope streams videos live. And when you use Periscope, you'll find that you're presented with a map of the world upon signing in. And on this map are various points where you can see people who are currently streaming video. So simply click on the dot on the map and the name of the broadcaster, and then you can tune in and start watching what they're filming. It's a bit like having your own TV station in that respect. And you can then comment on the video, you can ask questions, you can like it, you can follow the person, or you can leave and watch something else. And in addition to the same strategies as for Snap and Vine, you can also use Periscope to get traffic to a website or visitors to a bricks and mortar store by running a flash offer. The geolocating feature means users can pinpoint where you are at that very moment. Now, these are just 3 of the new and exciting photo and video apps out there, and new ones are being developed all the time. By honing your strategy on these platforms, you'll be in pole position to start marketing on the newer apps and as soon as they launch, which will put you one step in front of the competition. In order to get the best results from your social media marketing efforts, you must be everywhere and post to more than one social media platform at a time. And this can be accomplished in several different ways. You can spend some time each day on social media, but give your attention to a different platform every day. So, for example, you could update Facebook every Monday, tweet to Twitter every Tuesday, pin to Pinterest every Wednesday, upload a video to YouTube every Thursday, log in to LinkedIn every Friday, snap a story on Snap every Saturday, and collapse into a heap on Sunday. There's got to be a better way. Well, there is. You can post the same or similar content to more than one social media platform at a time. And this can help spread the word about you, your products or services, and you can save yourself a ton of time in the process. For example, you could download videos from Vine or Periscope, edit them together, and then upload the result to YouTube. Not only will you be able to get more subscribers and views to your YouTube channel, but you'll also be able to reach an audience that doesn't own a smartphone, and therefore wouldn't have seen them on those other platforms. Downloading these videos is easier than you think. Just go to Vine Video Download, which is www.vinevideodownload.com, or Scope Down, which is www.downloadperiscopevideos.com, and follow the on-screen instructions. It's all really quite straightforward. When you post an article on your blog, rewrite it slightly and upload it to your Facebook page and to LinkedIn. You'll need to rewrite it so you don't get hit with a duplicate content slap on Google. But by writing it ahead of time in your word processor, this can be accomplished quite easily. Twitter and Instagram have similar hashtags, so when you post a new picture to Instagram, tweet about it on Twitter. You can also pin the picture onto your Pinterest board. 3 social media sites covered in just a few minutes. You can also post your latest tweets on Facebook, or use them as a comment in a LinkedIn group, although of course you must make sure that it is relevant. By doing it this way, you can save time and effort and spread the word about you, your products or services much wider and much quicker. Your blog should be the hub of your social media strategy. I'll explain why in this video. There are a number of reasons why you should do this. First and foremost, everyone should be able to access your blog regardless of what operating system they're using and regardless of whether they're using a PC, a tablet, an iPhone or an Android device. Everybody should be able to get to your blog page regardless. So once you've got people to your blog, you can then point them in the direction of your various social media platforms. And if you have a WordPress blog, this is particularly easy as there are a number of plugins you can get to integrate social media. First and foremost, though, you should host your own blog on your own domain and on your own web server account. And this gives you more control than hosting on WordPress.com. So let's talk about integrating Twitter and your blog. Now, there are two ways that you can sync your Twitter account and your blog. You can incorporate a feed of your latest Twitter tweets into your blog sidebar, or you can automatically let Twitter followers know that you've updated your blog with a new post. For the former, you can use the Twitter Feeds plugin. Now, each time you post a tweet, it will automatically be displayed on your blog, which has the added bonus that your blog content will change slightly and Google will treat it as new content and update its rankings in the SERPs accordingly. For the latter, you can use the WP to Twitter plugin, which will send a tweet to your followers to let them know that you've just made a new blog post. And both of these plugins can be installed from within the WordPress dashboard, and they're both free. And the same goes for Facebook. With the Facebook Auto Publish plugin, you can publish posts automatically from your blog to Facebook. You can publish your post to Facebook as a simple text message, a text message with an image, or as an attached link to your blog. And the plugin supports filtering posts based on custom post types as well as categories. And again, this can be installed from within the WordPress dashboard. Embedding a YouTube video into your blog is easy. To embed a YouTube video into your WordPress blog is very easy. All you do is copy and paste the URL into your blog post and WordPress will work out the embed code for you. So you don't need to do any coding or anything like that. Just copy and paste the URL and the WordPress software will take care of the rest. And don't forget, you can simply insert pictures that you've uploaded to Instagram or Pinterest into WordPress very easily. So why not do that as a separate post and then share it on other social media? Finally, you should make it easy for visitors to your blog to share your content as widely as possible. And the easiest way to do this is with the Shareaholic plugin. And the Shareaholic plugin basically puts a bar at the bottom of every page and every post on your WordPress blog, although you can set it up so that some things like, for example, your shopping cart, if you have a shopping cart site, don't get shared. But what it does is it means that people who come to your site can simply click on the button and share the details about your site on their social media. So it helps you spread the word about your blog, about your site, far and wide on all sorts of different social media. And you can set it up to decide what social media you want your content shared on, and as I was saying, what pages you want to have shared. So it's fully customizable and you can install it from within the WordPress dashboard. So there you go, a few ways that you can make your blog the hub of your social media activities and spread your message far and wide.